it's Cindy from Stamped with Aloha, and our Stampin' Up! Celebration is about to come to an end. It ends on March 31st. So today I'm going to show you an out-of-the-box pineapple card that I created using the Thoughtful Blooms stamp set, which is a part of the celebration offering. Now this stamp set has a coordinating punch. It's called the Small Blooms Punch. And then for this card I also used the stamp set Lovely Lily Pad. I'm going to start by creating the base of the card, and we'll start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock that was 5.5 by 8.5 that I folded in half. And then I'm going to grab a piece of Designer Series paper. This is the Tropical Oasis paper. It's one of my favorite papers because you know I love anything tropical and I especially love pineapples. So I'm going to choose my favorite piece out of the collection, which is this pineapple printed piece that's been cut at 2 by 5.5. And I'm going to adhere that to the edge of the card. And then I have a piece of 3.25 by 4.5 crumb cake. And just to save time, I've ran that through the Big Shot using the Coastal Weave 3D embossing folder. And I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on there. And I'm going to mount that to a piece of old olive cardstock that's been cut at 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, I'm going to flip this over and we're going to add dimensionals to the back. So I'll grab my dimensionals and we'll put one in each corner and then peel off the backing. And then we're going to take this and center it right in the center of the card. Okay, now this is the base of the card, so we're going to set that to the side. And now to create the pineapple, I have an oval that I cut out of daffodil cardstock and the layering oval framelets. And I went ahead and ran it through the Big Shot with the hammered metal 3D embossing folder. I'm going to set that to the side and we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I have a scrap piece of old olive and I'm going to grab one of the images from the Lovely Lily Pad stamp set and I'm going to stamp it with old olive ink onto the old olive cardstock. Now there is a coordinating die that you could get with Celebration for free, but I don't have that, so I'm going to go ahead and have to fussy cut this. But just to save time, I went ahead and created another one. So now we have it all cut out, and now you can kind of see how we're going to begin to form our pineapple. So we'll start with taking the oval and we'll flip it upside down and we'll grab a couple of dimensionals and throw those on the back and then peel the back of the dimensionals, and then we're going to go ahead and mount that onto the center of our card. And then do the same with this image here, and we'll grab a couple more dimensionals and stick them on the back, and this lotus flower will now become the crown of the pineapple. So there you go, we have our pineapple shape, and now we could leave it plain like this, but I'm going to go ahead and add a little pop of color. So I'm going to grab the Small Blooms Punch and a scrap piece of the Poppy Parade cardstock. I'll punch out a flower, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the front of the card using a mini glue dot. So I'll just stick this onto the glue dot and stick that onto the pineapple. Now I thought sometimes I put rhinestones in the center of flowers, but I love these little frosted flower embellishments, and so I'm going to throw a clear one and then just fluff up the edges of the flower to give it a little texture. So now our pineapple is done. So at this point you could put any sentiment on the front that you like, or you could leave it plain. But I'm going to go ahead working on some congratulations cards for my downline. So I'm going to use the Thoughtful Bloom stamp set because it has this nice congratulations sentiment in it. And I'll go ahead and just grab a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock, ink up my stamp, and stamp the word, and then we're going to punch this out with the classic label punch. So you'll just line it up and punch, and then once it's punched out, we're going to grab some mini glue dots, and we'll go ahead and add a little glue dot to each side of the sentiment, and then we're going to mount this right into the center of the card. And that completes our Congratulations Pineapple card. Now let me show you another card I created at the beginning of Celebration. It's basically the same card, but I used the word Aloha from the Tropical Oasis Suite. I used a different punched flower, and I used a different texture. And I don't know, I love pineapples. They're a symbol of hospitality, and you'll often find me creating pineapple cards because I think they're so fun. Well, thanks so much for watching my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a happy and blessed day.